Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Terror and Urban Myths. I'm so glad you could count us for another chilling exploration of folklore's dark side. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you're enjoying the show. And be sure to share it with your friends so they can join the spooky fun too. Tonight, we're taking you deep into a tale that whispers instead of sings. It's a haunting twist on the classic Singing Bone story. It's called The Silence of the Bone. And it takes us to a foggy moor where a silver river winds beneath a bridge steeped in secrets.
This version really flips the script on the traditional Singing Bone narrative. Instead of a tale of revealed justice, we're plunged into a world where silence reigns, and the truth remains buried.
It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Imagine finding a bone on that bridge. You'd expect it to cry out to sing of the injustice done. But this bone, it whispers. What it whispers lies carefully crafted to keep the darkness hidden. The story revolves around two brothers. The elder, consumed by envy, wants nothing more than to eliminate his younger brother, who is innocent and pure of heart. This envy leads the elder brother to a demonic entity disguised as a wild boar.
The boar itself is a fascinating symbol. It represents the untamed, destructive force of envy that festers within the elder brother. He doesn't just stumble upon this beast. He summons it, actively seeking its dark power to aid him in his wicked plan.
So the boar isn't just some random creature of the wilds. It's a manifestation of the elder brother's inner darkness brought forth by his desire to be rid of his brother. And then there's the figure who appears before the younger brother and gives him the spear.
Yes, this is where the story takes another dark turn. This figure isn't a benevolent spirit or a helpful woodsman like we might expect in a traditional fairy tale. He's an emissary of darkness. And the spear is not meant for a heroic act, but for a ritualistic sacrifice. It's a tool to bind the younger brother's soul to the forces of evil.
The younger brother, believing he's doing a good deed, slays the boar with a spear, completely unaware that he's playing right into his brother's hands. And the elder brother, pretending to celebrate his sibling's supposed victory, offers him poisoned wine. This potion doesn't kill him outright, but it begins to silence his soul, making him vulnerable to his brother's ultimate betrayal.
This speaks to the insidious nature of evil, doesn't it? It often disguises itself as something appealing, something beneficial. The younger brother is lured in by a false sense of heroism, blind to the trap that's been laid for him. And then there's the bridge itself. It's not just a way to cross the river, but a symbolic portal between realms.
The bridge becomes a conduit for the spilled blood feeding the darkness that thrives beneath it. Instead of finding peace in a grave, the younger brother's remains are absorbed into the bridge, becoming a part of the very structure that represents the evil committed against him. And then, of course, there's the bone itself.
Unlike the singing bone of the classic tale, this bone doesn't reveal the truth. Instead, it whispers lies, a fabricated story concocted by the elder brother to conceal his crime. This bone isn't made from ordinary bone, but from a fragment of the younger brother's soul, forever trapped and manipulated by the forces of darkness.
The elder brother presents this bone to the king, who has it fashioned into a mouthpiece for a horn. Instead of exposing the truth, the bone spins a tale that allows the elder brother to marry the princess and secure his position in the kingdom. He lives a life built on deception, while his brother's essence remains imprisoned within the bridge, silently screaming a truth that no one can hear. It's a truly unsettling image, a perversion of justice, and a testament to the power of silence as a tool of oppression.
Welcome back to Terror and Urban Myths. As we delve deeper into the silence of the bone, it's important to recognize the chilling implications of silence itself in this story. It operates on multiple levels, adding to the unsettling nature of the tale.
It certainly does. On the surface, there's the literal silence of the bone. It doesn't sing a song of truth like in the classic Singing Bone stories. It whispers. And those whispers are deceptive.
And then there's the silence of the younger brother, a silence forced upon him, first by the potion, and then by his imprisonment within the bridge. His truth is literally trapped, unable to be heard.
And we can't overlook the silence of the people around the elder brother. They are deceived by the bone's whispers, never questioning the fabricated story, and allowing the elder brother's evil to flourish unchecked. Their silence becomes a form of complicity, enabling the injustice to continue.
This collective silence is a chilling reminder of how easily truth can be suppressed, especially when those in power benefit from that suppression. Think about historical events, or even current affairs, where silence has been used to protect the guilty and maintain control.
It's a sobering thought, isn't it? It makes you question how often we might be complicit in injustice, simply by remaining silent. Sometimes speaking up can be difficult, even dangerous. But the silence of the bone challenges us to consider the consequences. of choosing silence over truth.
What's particularly fascinating about this story is how it subverts our expectations. We're so used to the idea that justice will prevail, that the truth will eventually come out. But the silence of the bone presents a world where those mechanisms fail, where the innocent can be silenced forever.
This tale, though, rooted in folklore, reflects a harsh reality that exists in our world. It forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. What happens when the systems we rely on to expose wrongdoing fail? What happens when those who should be speaking truth are silenced?
It's a reminder that we can't always rely on external forces to deliver justice. Sometimes the responsibility falls on us to be vigilant, to question what we're told, and to speak up against injustice, even when it's difficult or dangerous to do so.
The Silence of the Bone also offers a chilling look at how evil can operate. The elder brother's scheme isn't a simple act of violence. It's a meticulously crafted plan, filled with manipulation and deception.
He doesn't just want to eliminate his brother. He wants to use his brother's actions to serve his own dark purpose. The younger brother, believing he's acting heroically, is unknowingly led step by step towards his doom. It's a masterclass in psychological manipulation.
The older brother uses deception at every turn, from the poisoned wine to the whispering bone. And he's not alone in this web of evil. The figure who provides the spear, the emissary of darkness, plays a crucial role in facilitating the brother's plan.
This brings up an important question. To what extent are we all responsible for the evil that happens in the world? Are we complicit when we turn a blind eye to injustice, or fail to challenge those in power?
It's a complex question with no easy answers. But the Silence of the Bone compels us to grapple with these uncomfortable truths. It reminds us that silence is never neutral. It can be a shield for the innocent or a weapon for the wicked.
And as we navigate this complex world, we are constantly faced with choices. The Silence of the Bone urges us to consider which side we choose to be on. Will we be the ones who speak truth to power, who fight for justice? Or will we allow ourselves to become complicit in the silence, enabling darkness to spread?
Those are certainly weighty questions for our listeners to ponder as we continue our exploration of the Silence of the Bone. But before we move on to our final thoughts on this chilling tale, let's take a moment to remind you to subscribe to Terror and Urban Myths so you never miss an episode. And if you're enjoying our show, be sure to leave us a like and share it with your friends. Now let's get back to the Silence of the Bone.
Welcome back to Terror and Urban Myths. As we conclude our exploration of the Silence of the Bone, it's striking how this story blends those familiar elements of fairy tales and folklore with a much darker and more unsettling tone. It is a masterful weaving of traditional motifs and chilling twists. You have the envious brother, the magical artifact, the princess in need of rescuing, all those classic tropes. Yet they're presented in such a way that the story feels both familiar and utterly unique.
It really does stay with you. The imagery is so vivid. That foggy moor, the silver river, the bridge holding the trapped essence of the younger brother. It makes you look at bridges differently, doesn't it? Makes you wonder what whispers might be hidden in plain sight.
That's the true power of the Silence of the Bone, I think. It's not just a spooky story for entertainment. It challenges us to confront unsettling truths about ourselves and the world around us.
It makes you question your own perception. Are we really paying attention? Are we listening closely enough to the whispers that might reveal hidden truths? Are we willing to break the silence when we see injustice, even when it's easier to look away?
The story reminds us that evil isn't always loud and obvious. Sometimes it's subtle, insidious, disguised as something good or beneficial. Just as the demonic boar presented itself as a challenge, a test of the younger brother's worth, so too can evil deceive us with its appearance.
We can be lulled into a false sense of security believing that good will always triumph. But the Silence of the Bone shatters that illusion. It shows us that the battle between good and evil is complex, and the outcomes are not always so clear-cut.
This tale serves as a powerful reminder to remain vigilant. We must constantly question what we see and hear, never underestimating the power of darkness to deceive and manipulate. Sometimes the most terrifying stories aren't the ones filled with screams and bloodshed, but those shrouded in silence where the truth remains hidden and justice goes unserved.
So, dear listeners, the next time you find yourself walking across a bridge, remember the tale of the Silence of the Bone. Listen closely to the whispers carried on the wind. The silence itself may hold the most terrifying story of all.
Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey into the heart of folklore. Remember, stay curious, stay informed, and never be afraid to question the silence.
And as always, if you enjoyed this episode of Terror and Urban Myths, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep those lanterns lit and sleep tight if you can.